Last night I watched the Spanish-Italian horror movie that goes under various titles: The Living Dead in the Manchester Morgue, Let Sleeping Corpses Lie, Don't Open the Window, a great title for a film with no particular window-based scenes, and its original title translating as Do Not Speak Ill of the Dead. It's an oddity in that it's a zombie movie made by Mediterranean filmmakers and actors, but filmed and set in northeast England, presumably in Madrid and Rome. Manchester is regarded as terribly exotic. It's about two major characters: an antiques dealer who's travelling north to supply some items to a merchant, and a young woman who's visiting her sister, a recovering heroin addict who lives with her abusive photographer husband. On the way, they end up meeting up and having to share a vehicle. But when they stop off somewhere, she is attacked by a mysterious man, apparently drenched to the skin. While seeking directions, he discovers a machine in a nearby field which uses ultrasonic radiation to kill pests. However, it transpires that this machine actually reanimates the bodies of the dead and is causing zombies to come to life and attack people in the surrounding area. They frantically try to raise the alarm and impress on the authorities the need to shut off the machine and do something about this, but the police inspector, of indeterminate nationality, is determined that they are the ones responsible and that they will be killed at all costs. It's a deeply strange film because it's a depiction of England from people who it appears have never been here. The police carry guns. The police inspector is a bloodthirsty psychopath. And whose accent seems to wander all over the place. And that's the main problem with the movie, is that the dubbing is often very poor. A number of the actors are actual Anglophones, but the dubbing really doesn't show that at all. The police inspector's accent wanders between the US and Ireland, and the dialogue is also frequently very strange and unnatural and unhuman, to go with the borderline incomprehensible story. That all being said, it is surprisingly well directed. There's a startling sense of atmosphere and tone and mood. It really capitalizes on those areas in sort of in the southern Lake District. The, the the stark beauty, the green fields under a lowering dark grey sky. It really becomes very striking and very atmospheric, and the gloomy, downbeat mood, I think, really works to the film's benefit and really tries to paper over some of those cracks. It's a very brisk film. It runs just over an hour and a half. There is plenty of plot, there's plenty of action, but the actual zombie material is held back and really only in the last half hour, and there's a very limited orgy of destruction as the zombies finally start to rampage through a hospital. It's clearly a film that's worked on a relatively tight budget, even to the extent of some of the set decorations, which look absurd. But it's an interesting depiction of what the UK looks like from outside, as well as being a quite original and unusual take on the zombie story, even though a lot of it is heavily borrowed from Night of the Living Dead. It's certainly earned its place in movie history based solely on its title, even though almost none of the film is set in Manchester. But it's an interesting film. It's probably one that's worth seeing, although I wouldn't put too much faith in following the story necessarily.